Welcome to the Reseller Nation Network, where hustlers and dreamers unite to ignite fires that build empires. This channel is your daily destination for unlocking powerful strategies, guides, and essential tools to turn ambition into achievement. Hosted by the dynamic duo, Dream King, the King Dreamer, and Hustle Queen, the Queen Hustler.
Welcome to the Reseller Revolution podcast of the Reseller Nation Network, where hustlers and dreamers unite to ignite fires that build empires. I'm Dream King, the King Dreamer.
And I'm Hustle Queen, the Queen Hustler.
In this episode, we're selling music on one of my favorite marketplaces, Discogs. Discogs started as a project back in 2000 to catalog music, specifically vinyl records, but it's since become one of the largest and most trusted online marketplaces for music collectibles. It's a place where you can find rare records, special edition releases, out-of-print albums, and even memorabilia. For resellers, it's a goldmine.
Exactly. The beauty of Discogs isn't just that it's a marketplace, but that it's a comprehensive music database. Discogs hosts over 13 million releases. We're talking about vinyl, cassettes, CDs, and other music formats. Whether you're reselling classic albums, obscure records, or music gear, there's a community of collectors and music lovers who are already actively looking for your stuff.
What's especially cool about Discogs is that it's community-driven. Users contribute to its database by adding new items, editing information, and even posting reviews. This means the platform is constantly updated with accurate data, prices, releases, and condition reports. As a reseller, this gives you an edge because you can easily research your inventory, see the going rates, and track historical prices to make smart decisions.
Now, a big question for resellers is, why choose Discogs over other platforms like eBay or Amazon? Well, here's the deal. Discogs is laser-focused on music. While other sites are general marketplaces with a little bit of everything, Discogs is built for collectors and people who are passionate about music. If you're selling vinyl, CDs, or rare music memorabilia, you're already in the right place.
Another big advantage is price transparency. On Discogs, you can see the price history of any item, so you know exactly what others are selling similar products for. This helps you stay competitive with your pricing, whether you're trying to get the best deal as a buyer or price your items just right for a quick sale.
That's right. Discogs shows you what items actually sold for, not just listed for. So if you're sourcing or listing something, you're not just guessing. You're working with real data, and that's super powerful for any reseller. Plus, there's no auction-style bidding like on eBay, so you know exactly what you're going to get when your item sells.
And don't forget about the community. Discogs is packed with knowledgeable music collectors and passionate buyers. This means you're dealing with people who know the value of what you're selling. Whether you're selling limited edition vinyl or a hard-to-find CD, the buyers are already looking for those items. This gives you access to a more targeted audience than you'd find on broader platforms like eBay.
So, now you're probably wondering, why should resellers care about Discogs? Simple. The marketplace is full of niche buyers, especially when it comes to things like rare vinyl, first editions, and hard-to-find releases. If you're into music or have access to any rare music-related items, Discogs is the perfect place to flip them.
And there's no shortage of opportunity. Since the market for music collectibles is ever growing, there's always demand for new items, especially when they're unique or limited edition. Discogs helps make that connection between you, the reseller, and a community of collectors that's actively searching for what you're selling.
Exactly. And the best part? Discogs has lower fees than many other platforms. While eBay and Amazon charge hefty fees, Discogs takes about an 8% selling fee, plus the usual PayPal transaction fees. That means more profit in your pocket.
Now that we've covered what makes Discogs so great, let's talk about what you should actually be selling. Discogs is best for music-related items, especially if you're dealing with vinyl records, rare CDs, tapes, music memorabilia, or special editions. If you're selling music gear, you might find a market there, but vinyl and CDs are really where the action is.
If you're a reseller with an eye for vinyl, this is where you can find a passionate market for those rare gems. From classic rock albums to hip-hop 12-inch singles to foreign pressings, Discogs is where collectors go to complete their collections. And if you can source those hard-to-find albums, you've got a real opportunity to cash in.
Exactly. And here's something to keep in mind. Some genres will have a much higher demand than others, so it's worth doing your research on Discogs to see what's trending or selling well. Genres like jazz, punk, and classic rock are often in high demand, but niche genres like new wave, metal, and indie can also have dedicated buyer pools.
So to sum it all up, Discogs is your go-to platform for reselling music. It's got a vast database, a targeted audience, and price transparency to help you make smart buying and selling decisions. Plus, the fees are low, so you can maximize your profits. Whether you're flipping vinyl records or hunting for rare music memorabilia, Discogs is a platform you don't want to miss.
Alright, welcome back, Moneymakers. In our last segment, we broke down why Discogs is such a great platform for reselling music. Now we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of setting up your Discogs account for success. Setting up correctly from the start can save you a lot of headaches down the line, so let's dive into it.
Absolutely. Setting up your account the right way is crucial. It's not just about listing your items. It's about creating a professional presence that attracts buyers and builds trust. So, let's walk through the steps to get your shop ready to roll on Discogs.
First things first, if you don't have a Discogs account yet, you're going to need to create one. Head to the Discogs website and sign up with an email address. Once you're signed up, you'll have access to the database and the ability to start listing items. Super easy, right? But here's where it gets interesting. There are two types of accounts, seller accounts and standard accounts.
That's right. A standard account allows you to browse, buy, and track your collections. But for reselling, you'll need a seller account. This lets you list your items for sale, manage your inventory, and access all the tools you need to make selling on Discogs smooth and profitable.
So once you've got that seller account set up, you'll need to move on to customizing your shop profile. You want your shop to look professional and trustworthy, especially if you're trying to appeal to serious collectors. Let's talk about what should go in your profile.
Your profile is the first thing buyers will see when they check out your listings, so it's essential to make a great first impression. You want your shop to feel authentic and trustworthy. Start with a good profile picture, something that reflects your brand or your passion for music. A well-designed logo or a clean, clear photo works wonders here.
And don't forget the About Me section. This is your chance to connect with potential buyers. Keep it professional, but let your personality shine through. Share a little about your experience with music and collecting, your passion for reselling, and what kind of products buyers can expect to find in your shop. If you specialize in certain genres, mention it.
Yes, the more specific you can get, the better. It helps buyers know they're dealing with someone who's knowledgeable and passionate about what they're selling. And here's a pro tip. Transparency is key. If there are any issues with your shipping policies, or if you sell globally, make that clear in your profile.
Now, let's move on to setting up your payment methods and shipping details. Discogs supports PayPal as the main payment processor, so make sure your PayPal account is linked to your Discogs seller account. If you don't already have a PayPal business account, it's a good idea to set one up so you can keep your personal and business transactions separate.
When it comes to shipping, this is where a lot of resellers trip up. You need to set up clear and realistic shipping rates. Make sure your shipping prices are competitive, but also cover your costs. Discogs lets you set custom shipping prices for each item based on its destination, so don't just use a flat rate across the board.
Exactly. And if you're planning to sell internationally, be sure to look into customs regulations and include that in your shipping policies. Trust me, you don't want to be caught off guard by shipping restrictions or hidden costs when you're sending items overseas. Transparency here is key.
All right, let's talk about the fees. Discogs charges an 8% seller fee on each sale, which is pretty standard in the reselling world. On top of that, PayPal will take its usual fee, about 2.9% plus 30 cents for US transactions. This is something to keep in mind when you're pricing your items, so that you're not caught off guard when it's time to make a sale.
Right. So, make sure to factor in those fees when you're setting your prices. You don't want to end up with less than you expected after the fees are taken out. We recommend doing some quick math before you list anything, just to ensure you're not underpricing your items.
Once your account is set up and you're ready to start listing items, there are a few things you can do to ensure success. First, make sure your shop name and branding are consistent across your listings. You want your shop to be instantly recognizable and memorable.
Exactly. Also, don't forget about listing optimization. High-quality photos, accurate descriptions, and the right keywords are crucial for standing out. The more detailed your listings, the better. For example, make sure you accurately grade the condition of the items you're selling. Discogs uses a standard grading system, Mint, M, Near Mint, NM, Very Good VG, etc., and this is something collectors pay attention to. So, be honest and detailed about the condition.
And one last tip. If you're listing multiple items, don't be afraid to use bulk listing tools on Discogs. It saves time, and you'll be able to list more items faster, which means more sales potential.
So there you have it, setting up your Discogs seller account for success. Start with a solid profile, link your payment methods, be transparent with shipping, and make sure your listings are top-notch. Doing all this up front will give you the best chance of thriving on Discogs.
Next up, we're going to show you how to source items on Discogs, from researching prices to discovering rare gems. So stick around, we're just getting started.
Alright, welcome back. Now that we've covered why Discogs is a powerhouse for selling music, let's dive into the core of making money on the platform, sourcing your inventory. After all, if you want to keep your store stocked with valuable items, you need to know where to find them. Today, we're going to explore all the strategies for sourcing items on Discogs, so you can start finding the best deals and flipping them for profit.
Exactly. Discogs is not just a place for selling, it's a goldmine for sourcing rare and valuable music items. Whether you're into vinyl, CDs, cassettes, or even music memorabilia, there are plenty of ways to score great deals here. And the best part? With the right research and strategy, you can find hidden gems that are worth a lot more than what they're listed for. So let's break it down.
The most direct way to source items is by browsing the marketplace. Discogs makes it really easy to search for specific albums, artists, or formats. You can filter by condition, price range, genre, and more. This is your first step in uncovering inventory that could be valuable for reselling.
Exactly. And here's where you can start looking for undervalued items. Not all sellers are aware of the true value of their inventory. Sometimes you can find records listed for much less than they're worth. This is your opportunity to scoop them up and flip them at a higher price. But how do you know if something is undervalued? That leads us to our next point, using the Discogs database for research.
The Discogs database is more than just a catalog. It's an amazing tool for pricing research. If you're considering purchasing a vinyl record or CD to resell, you can easily check its price history. Discogs shows you what similar items have sold for in the past, which gives you a pretty clear idea of the market value.
And that's super important. Discogs doesn't just show you the listing price. It shows you the sold prices, so you're looking at actual market data. You can find out what a specific record or CD has sold for over the past month, 3 months, or even year. This way, you're not guessing, you're getting real-time data to guide your buying decisions.
Exactly. And don't forget to pay attention to the condition of the item. The price can vary greatly based on whether the record is in Mint, M, condition versus Very Good VG. If a seller lists a record as near mint, but you know it has significant wear, you might want to adjust your offer or walk away. Knowledge of grading is key here.
Now let's talk about special editions and rare pressings. This is where you can really make some serious profit on Discogs. Vinyl records, in particular, have a huge collector base, and special releases or first pressings can go for a lot of money. Some of the rarer pressings have limited runs, making them even more valuable.
Exactly. When sourcing, look for limited edition releases, colored vinyl, first pressings, or albums with special artwork or inserts. These types of items tend to hold, or even appreciate in value over time. So don't just go for any old record. Target those with limited runs or unique characteristics.
And don't forget the power of the genre. Some genres are more collectible than others. For example, jazz, punk, classic rock, and hip-hop often have a strong following. If you can find rare pressings in these genres, you're looking at potentially higher resale values. Always keep an eye on what's hot in the market.
Another great strategy for sourcing on Discogs is to keep an eye on what other sellers are listing. Some sellers specialize in particular genres or rare releases, and it's worth checking out their shops. If you find a seller who frequently posts valuable items, follow them, and check their listings regularly for opportunities.
And here's where building relationships with other sellers can be a huge advantage. If you see someone with valuable items, reach out to them. Many sellers are open to bulk deals, especially if they're looking to unload a large collection quickly. You can negotiate a better price if you're buying in bulk, and then you can flip those items individually for a profit.
Exactly. Sometimes sellers are willing to offload their entire inventory or a portion of it for a reduced price. This is a great way to acquire a lot of inventory at once, especially if you have a specialized interest in certain genres or formats.
Another fantastic way to source on Discogs is by targeting complete collections. Sometimes collectors decide to sell off their entire collection. This can be a treasure trove of rare and valuable items. Look for sellers who are unloading multiple records or entire collections, as there may be a hidden gem or two within those listings.
Exactly. These collections can include things like promo copies, limited editions, or rare pressings that are hard to find individually. When you spot a collection being sold, make sure to research each item before buying. There could be significant value in that bundle that you can flip for a nice profit.
And always keep in mind the condition of the items. Sometimes, a collection may be priced low because the seller hasn't properly graded it. If you're an experienced grader, you may be able to snag a bargain and resell those items at a higher price with more accurate condition ratings.
Don't forget the value of networking within the Discogs community. There are tons of collectors, sellers, and music enthusiasts who hang out on forums, message boards, and Discogs groups. Sometimes, word of mouth can lead you to some great sourcing opportunities that aren't even listed on the site yet.
Exactly. Joining these communities and building connections with other sellers can help you stay in the loop on upcoming releases or people who are looking to sell parts of their collections. Plus, networking can sometimes result in off-market deals, where you negotiate directly with other collectors to buy rare items before they hit the public market.
So there you have it, folks. Sourcing on Discogs is all about leveraging the marketplace, doing your research, finding rare editions, and building relationships with other sellers. Whether you're flipping individual records or scooping up complete collections, the opportunities are endless if you know where to look.
And remember, the more you dig, the better your chances of finding those hidden gems. The more research you do, the better you'll get at identifying items that are underpriced or undervalued. That's how you make the most money sourcing on Discogs.
When we come back, we get into the nitty-gritty of listing and selling those items on. Stay tuned for more tips and tricks to help you thrive in the world of music reselling.
Keep worrying about tomorrow. Ain't got no time to borrow. Keep worrying about tomorrow.
Welcome back, moneymakers. Now that you've sourced your inventory on Discogs, it's time to focus on one of the most crucial steps in the reselling process: listing and selling your items effectively. A good listing can make all the difference when it comes to turning your inventory into profit. So in this segment, we'll dive into how to create winning listings that get noticed and drive sales.
Exactly. You found those rare records, special editions, and hidden gems. Now it's time to put them up for sale. Whether you're a seasoned seller or just starting out, the process of creating a great listing can make or break your sales. So let's break it down into actionable steps for creating the perfect Discogs listing.
When it comes to selling on Discogs, your listing's title and description are the first things a potential buyer will see. You need to get both of these elements right to grab their attention. Let's start with the title. This is where you want to include the essential information about the item.
Exactly. Your title should include the artist, album name, release year, and format like vinyl, CD, or cassette. For example, The Beatles' Abbey Road, 1969, vinyl LP, Apple Records. That way, buyers can quickly tell what you're offering. The more detailed the title, the more likely your listing will show up in their search results.
Right, and your description should provide even more detail. Be honest and thorough. Buyers want to know the condition of the item, any potential flaws, and what's included. For vinyl records, mention if the record comes with the original sleeve or inserts, and describe the condition of both the cover and the vinyl itself. For example, if there are scratches or surface noise, be upfront about it.
The more information you provide, the more trust you'll build with potential buyers. They don't want to be surprised when the product arrives, so transparency is key here. Don't skip on the details. Buyers are more likely to purchase from sellers who give them a clear idea of what they're getting.
Speaking of transparency, grading is one of the most important parts of listing your items. Discogs uses a specific grading system, and getting it right can make or break your sale. If your vinyl is near mint NM, but you list it as mint M, the buyer could be disappointed and leave a negative review, and that can impact your reputation.
Exactly. Discogs uses a grading scale from mint M to poor P. The grades are mint M perfect condition, no wear whatsoever; near mint and M close to perfect but there might be a light flaw; very good VG noticeable wear but still plays well; good G significant wear but it still works; poor P major damage, sold as is for collectors.
So, you need to be honest and accurate. If you're unsure, it's better to understate the condition than overstate it. Also, remember that condition is a huge factor in how much buyers are willing to pay. A near mint vinyl will usually fetch a higher price than a very good one.
Let's talk about pricing. Discogs offers a wealth of data to help you price your items right. Before listing, check the sold listings for similar items to see what they've been selling for. That's your baseline.
Exactly. The best part is that Discogs shows you historical prices for each item. So, if you're selling a rare album, you can look at what similar albums have sold for in the past few weeks or months. Use that data to set a competitive price while still ensuring you're making a profit.
Here's a pro tip. If you find an album with multiple listings and they're all priced around the same range, that's your sweet spot. But if you see someone wildly overpricing an item, you can capitalize on that by offering it at a fairer price. Just don't undervalue yourself. There's no harm in pricing an item slightly above average if it's in great condition.
When it comes to photos, quality matters. As we mentioned earlier, Discogs is a visual marketplace. You need clear, high-quality photos to make your listings stand out. And don't just snap one blurry shot. Show your buyers every angle of the item.
Absolutely. For vinyl records, you should include photos of the front cover, back cover, spine, and any inserts like posters or lyric sheets. And for the vinyl itself, get a close-up of the grooves, showing any visible scratches or marks. Buyers appreciate knowing exactly what they're getting.
Also, use natural light when possible to avoid weird color distortions. Clear photos will help buyers make informed decisions, and you'll avoid return requests or negative feedback for misrepresentation.
Next up is shipping. When you list your items, make sure you clearly state your shipping policies. Include the regions you ship to, your rates, and any packaging details. If you're shipping internationally, let buyers know about potential customs fees or shipping delays.
Packaging is just as important as shipping. Properly pack your vinyl in sturdy mailers with cardboard inserts to protect it during transit. For CDs, use bubble mailers to prevent damage. Good packaging is a small investment that protects your inventory and improves your reputation as a seller.
And always ship promptly. Buyers are more likely to leave you positive feedback if their items arrive on time and in good condition. Set clear expectations on handling times. Discogs even allows you to specify your processing times on your profile.
Finally, communication is key. Respond to any questions buyers have as quickly as possible. If there's an issue with the transaction or the item, be proactive in resolving it. The more transparent and communicative you are, the more likely you'll earn positive feedback, which builds your reputation on Discogs.
Exactly. And don't forget, feedback is a two-way street. Just like you rely on feedback to make decisions as a buyer, other sellers do the same. So always strive to provide excellent service. Happy customers equals repeat business.
So there you have it. Crafting the perfect listing on Discogs comes down to providing accurate information, clear photos, and a competitive price. And when you package and ship properly, you'll ensure a great experience for your buyers. In the next segment, we'll dive into how to handle feedback and build your reputation as a top-tier
Can't
seller.
worry about tomorrow. Ain't got no time to borrow.
All right, welcome back.
Can't worry
In the last
about
segment, we
tomorrow.
talked about how to
Ain't
list
got
and
no
sell
time to
effectively on
borrow.
Discogs, but today we're going to level up. In this segment, we're diving into some advanced strategies that can help you boost your Discogs reselling game and maximize your profits. If you're ready to take things to the next level, this segment is for you.
That's right. We've covered the basics, but now it's time to dig deeper into some strategies that will help you stand out, work smarter, and ultimately scale your Discogs reselling business. So let's dive right in.
One of the most powerful features on Discogs is the ability to automate certain aspects of your listings. Bulk listing is a game changer for resellers who have large amounts of inventory to list. Instead of manually listing each item one by one, you can use Discogs' bulk upload tool to list multiple items at once.
Exactly. Discogs allows you to create CSV files that you can upload, which is perfect for resellers with a lot of stock. If you've got a collection of vinyl or CDs to sell, this is an excellent way to save time and get more items on the market faster. It's an advanced feature that's often overlooked, but if you're selling at scale, it's essential to use these tools to stay efficient.
And while we're on the subject of automation, don't forget about automatic pricing. Discogs allows you to set up automatic price adjustments based on market conditions, so you can ensure your prices remain competitive without having to manually adjust them every time the market shifts.
For those who are really looking to scale their Discogs business, using the Discogs API is a huge advantage. The API allows you to automate and manage your inventory more effectively. You can use it to track sales, adjust pricing, and even integrate Discogs with other tools like your inventory management software.
That's right. If you're familiar with APIs and enjoy working with data, the Discogs API can save you a lot of time by pulling information about your inventory and sales directly into your system. It's a powerful tool for streamlining your processes and scaling your business efficiently.
Even if you're not super tech-savvy, there are third-party tools that integrate with the Discogs API, and many of them are user-friendly. If you want to take your business to a whole new level of automation, learning how to leverage the API is worth considering.
One of the most important aspects of being a successful reseller is building your brand. Discogs is a marketplace with a lot of competition, so you need to stand out from the crowd. One way to do that is by defining a niche for your store.
Exactly. Instead of trying to sell everything under the sun, focus on a specific genre or type of item that you're passionate about or knowledgeable about. Whether it's classic rock vinyl, rare jazz albums, limited edition box sets, or indie band memorabilia, having a niche helps attract buyers who are looking for exactly what you're offering.
Plus, when you focus on a niche, you can better tailor your listings, descriptions, and branding to resonate with that audience. A focused brand creates trust, and trust leads to more repeat buyers. If you have an eye for rare items or a specific genre, let that be your selling point.
Right, and building a brand is not just about the items you sell. It's about how you present them. Make sure your shop looks professional, your listings are consistent, and your customer service is top-notch. Over time, this will build your reputation as a seller, and collectors will come back to you for future purchases.
Another way to scale your business on Discogs is by tapping into the international market. Discogs is a global platform, and people from all over the world are searching for records and music memorabilia. Expanding your reach to international buyers can significantly increase your sales potential.
Exactly. When selling internationally, it's important to adjust your shipping policies to account for customs fees, shipping times, and international regulations. Some buyers may be hesitant to purchase from sellers in other countries due to shipping costs or potential delays, so make sure your listings are transparent about those details.
To make international shipping easier, use Discogs' global shipping program, which simplifies the process of sending packages overseas. It helps with customs paperwork and offers tracked shipping to ensure your items arrive safely. You can even use the program to expand your reach to countries you might not have considered selling to otherwise.
One of the best ways to grow your reselling business on Discogs is by networking with other collectors and sellers. Discogs has a strong community of buyers and sellers, and getting involved in those communities can help you find out about valuable inventory, emerging trends, and even private sales.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to reach out to other sellers, whether to discuss deals or just build relationships. Some sellers may offer bulk deals or even share tips on sourcing or pricing. Networking is a great way to tap into new sources of inventory and learn more about what's trending in the market.
Plus, as you network and build relationships within the Discogs community, you'll get access to exclusive deals, rare items, and perhaps even private sales from other collectors. Being an active part of the community can put you ahead of the competition.
As you start making sales, it's important to track your performance. Keep an eye on which items are selling the best, what your profit margins are, and how much inventory you're moving. Discogs provides analytics tools that can help you understand your sales patterns.
Exactly. Tracking your performance allows you to adjust your strategies. If certain genres or formats are consistently performing better, you can focus more on those. You can also use this data to experiment with pricing or inventory sourcing to see what works best.
And once you've got a solid system in place, you can look at scaling. If you're consistently making sales, it might be time to increase your inventory, invest in better sourcing strategies, or even consider marketing your shop outside of Discogs through social media, ads, or music-related communities.
So, there you have it, advanced strategies to level up your Discogs reselling business. From automation tools to building your brand and selling internationally, these strategies will help you scale your operations, increase your profits, and stand out in a competitive marketplace.
Exactly. With the right strategies in place, you can turn your Discogs reselling business into a thriving operation. Remember, it's all about working smarter, not harder, and consistently improving your processes. In the next segment, we'll talk about how to handle feedback and maintain a stellar reputation as a seller. Stick with us.
Ain't got no time to borrow. Can't worry about tomorrow. Ain't got no time to borrow.
Welcome back to the Reseller Revolution. In our last segment, we covered advanced strategies for leveling up your Discogs business. But today, we're diving into one of the most critical aspects of reselling: feedback and reputation. On platforms like Discogs, your reputation is everything. One bad review can hurt your credibility, so you need to know how to handle feedback and keep your customers coming back.
That's right. As a reseller, maintaining a stellar reputation is key to your success. Positive feedback doesn't just help you attract buyers. It's also how you build trust within the Discogs community. In this segment, we'll explore how to handle both positive and negative feedback, and how to use reviews to grow your business and improve your service.
First things first, let's talk about why feedback matters. Feedback is the foundation of your reputation on Discogs. Just like when you're buying items, buyers rely on feedback to determine whether you're a trustworthy seller. If your feedback rating is high and your reviews are positive, buyers are more likely to make a purchase. But if there are negative reviews or unresolved issues, it could scare off potential customers.
Exactly. A positive feedback score makes you stand out from other sellers, especially in a competitive marketplace. Buyers will feel more confident purchasing from you if they see that others have had great experiences. It's not just about having a high score. It's about making sure your reviews reflect your professionalism, attention to detail, and great customer service.
And don't forget, Discogs has a feedback system that allows buyers to rate you on various factors like item description accuracy, communication, shipping time, and packaging. You want to aim for positive feedback in all those areas. That means being transparent, responding promptly to questions, and shipping items on time.
Let's start with the good stuff, positive feedback. It's always exciting to get a great review, and your goal should be to receive as many as possible. The best way to get positive feedback is to provide excellent service from start to finish.
Right. It starts with a great listing, accurately grading your items, being clear in your descriptions, and taking quality photos. But that's just the beginning. The real key is excellent customer service. Answer questions promptly, ship quickly, and pack your items securely to ensure they arrive in the condition you've described.
Once you've done all that, you're more likely to get those glowing reviews. And here's a little secret. When you receive positive feedback, take the time to thank the buyer. A quick thank you message not only shows appreciation, but can also help build a relationship for repeat business in the future.
Now let's talk about the tough part, negative feedback. Unfortunately, not every transaction will go smoothly, and you may receive some less than ideal reviews. It happens to the best of us. The key here is how you handle it.
Exactly. Don't panic if you get negative feedback. Take a deep breath and approach it with a level head. The first thing you should do is read the feedback carefully and understand the buyer's concerns. Were they unhappy with the condition of the item? Was there an issue with shipping? Whatever the reason, take the time to acknowledge it before responding.
If the feedback is about an issue you can fix, like shipping delays or a minor grading error, apologize sincerely and offer a solution. For example, you could offer a partial refund, send a replacement, or work with the buyer to resolve the issue. It's about showing that you care about customer satisfaction.
And when responding to negative feedback, always keep it professional. Never get defensive or aggressive. Remember, your response is not only for the buyer, but for everyone who reads it. A well-crafted, respectful response can actually turn a negative situation into a positive one by showing potential buyers that you're committed to providing great service.
The best way to handle negative feedback is to prevent it in the first place. There are several steps you can take to minimize the risk of receiving complaints. Be transparent in your listings. Accurately grade your items and describe any flaws or imperfections. Don't overstate the condition of the product. Honesty goes a long way in setting the right expectations. Quick and clear communication. If a buyer has a question about the item or shipping, respond quickly and thoroughly. Keeping the buyer informed makes them feel more confident and reduces the likelihood of misunderstandings. Timely shipping. Always ship within your promised time frame. If there's a delay or issue with shipping, communicate that to the buyer as soon as possible. This shows that you're on top of things and care about their experience. Quality packaging. This cannot be stressed enough. Pack your items carefully to avoid damage during shipping. The better the packaging, the less likely you are to get complaints about damaged goods.
Exactly. By staying on top of these details, you'll have fewer issues with your buyers, and your feedback will stay strong. The more positive reviews you get, the better you're standing on Discogs, and the more likely it is that buyers will trust you when it's time to make a purchase.
As you build your positive feedback, make sure to leverage it to grow your business. Buyers on Discogs are more likely to make purchases from highly rated sellers, so your feedback is like social proof. It builds trust with potential buyers and helps you stand out in a crowded marketplace.
And don't be afraid to highlight your great reviews. If you get a particularly glowing piece of feedback, use it to your advantage. For example, mention your positive feedback score in your shop description or include it in your messaging to buyers. It helps reinforce that you're a reliable, trustworthy seller.
The key takeaway here is that feedback isn't just something that happens to you, it's something you actively manage. By providing excellent service, addressing any issues promptly, and keeping your buyers satisfied, you'll build a stellar reputation that keeps buyers coming back for more.
So there you have it. By handling feedback well, whether positive or negative, and maintaining excellent customer service, you can build a reputation as one of the top sellers on Discogs. That reputation will keep you ahead of the competition and help your business thrive.
Before we go, we want to take a moment to thank our amazing sponsor, Infinia Academy. They've been a huge supporter of the Reseller Revolution, and we couldn't do this without them. Don't forget to subscribe to the Reseller Nation Network. Hit the bell icon for new Reseller Revolution episodes as they're released. Drop a like and leave a comment or a question.
Thank you for joining us on Reseller Revolution.
Until next time, keep dreaming big.
And hustling smart.
And remember, fam,
It's all money.